Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 213simware.com throwback race at Rockingham. That's right. It is throwback week here in the ECRL Cup Series. Some super awesome old school paint schemes. And man, talk about a unique racetrack. Kevin Zabladil, if you're not careful, this place will rattle your damn brains loose.
Yeah, this is a bumpy, worn out track, and I love it. It's one of my favorite places out there. This is going to be a hell of a race tonight.
I
And
agree
then
with you.
the cherry on the top, we got the all throwback paint schemes out here.
Yes,
Everybody's
sir.
going to have all these awesome cars, and hopefully I can throw some stories out there along the way. We'll see. We're going to be testing my NASCAR trivia knowledge tonight.
Very much looking forward to it, man. And, just got out there and did a handful of laps. I know these guys are running a custom fix setup for this race, but I just kind of got out there and turned some laps on just the regular Rockingham setup. And the one thing that really struck me is, over time, how much, things like steering have improved, how much like the technology for shocks have improved. I can't imagine being in an 87 car in real life trying to go around this place, man. It'll knock something loose that you need. That's part of your brains right there.
Man, I'll tell you what, this place is, much like we talked about with Motegi earlier in the year. It's a track that they don't race on anymore, and
Yeah.
back when they did come here, that was all the talk of the town was how bumpy and worn out it is, and it's still every bit the same. It's like a miniature Darlington where we see the real NASCAR series at this week. Just old, worn out pavement, slip sliding around. Can't really get the throttle down, especially once you get a couple laps on the tires. Uh, 213 laps of it. Let's
Yeah.
let's see who can keep those tires underneath this thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, tires are going to be king here. That's much to be expected. But, you said worn out racetrack. There's going to be a lot of worn out drivers after 213 laps around this place, man. Your arms are going to be working the entire time around this 1 mile facility. So it's not going to be the only thing worn out is the tires this evening. I think we're going to see some people breaking a sweat by the end of this race.
This is a physical racetrack, and we were talking about it in practice. I went out too and ran some laps, and we were kind of talking amongst each other off the air that the setups, it's a little snug. It's honestly kind of tight, but I don't think that's a bad thing here.
Yeah.
Normally I'm the guy that doesn't really want the car to be tight like that because you're just going to burn in the right front. Going to be driving a dump truck before you know it, but this thing may come around. I didn't get a long enough run to really see what it's going to be like long term, but I think if you can just not scrub the tire, not force the issue, this is going to be the Adam Boughton kind of racetrack. We've seen some other guys. We've seen Tyler Burton be the same way.
Yes, absolutely.
Patience is going to win here.
I'm with you 100%. And you brought up Tyler Burton. We're going to take a look at this because we now have a new points leader here. Tyler Burton has taken over that #1 spot after last week's race. And, man, we have got a serious points battle going on up front. And we are going to keep an eye on that each and every week. But new points leader right there in that 06. The Demon is screaming.
Tyler came to play.
He absolutely did. Absolutely did. And we're getting ready to go racing here. And the 06 has got the pole right now. So, you said he came to play, and you're darn right about that, running a John Force Castrol GTX scheme tonight. And we're going to be checking out these schemes all night long. But a heck of a lap here by Tyler to get the pole. And we're going to see how this all plays out in the long run here.
I'm thinking, 213 laps. This is a long race. 213 miles doesn't seem that long, but it is. This is going to be an endurance race. So, I think we're going to see these guys try to play it smart here. Just kind of settle in. Let's log some laps before we start really worrying about the race. Very similar to Darlington. We talk about racing the racetrack.
Yeah.
Don't race
absolutely.
each other till the end.
Yep. Oh, absolutely right. Absolutely right. I do know I kind of broke loose a little bit, and I am confident that I was wrecking down the entire backstretch at one point. So,
Do like Carl Long back here in 04.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, and we are going green flag racing here. Tyler Burton gets a good jump on that bottom side with Tay McDonald had a great qualifying run in that 73 machine on the outside of Stan Carnathan right now, taking over that second spot, followed by Brad Rivers, U.S. Army. Awesome looking race car there. I got a feeling things are going to be pretty intense here back in the field, but they might
They
calm
are.
down.
You already see all the different lines. This is one of those tracks you can run from the white line up to the wall.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these guys too, will probably not be on the same line all throughout the tire run. You may start out running one area, kind of work with your setup, and you could do some things as a driver. And this is a
we see a loose guy on the bottom. There we go. Oh, no, up into traffic.
No.
Oh, the 55 of Jeff No. Oh, you just saw him go down, tried to save it, and I'm telling you.
He is lucky he didn't clip that pit wall there. I thought he was going to the end of that pit wall.
Man. Yes,
That's
sir.
not how you want to start this. I don't think the damage is that bad, though.
I'm going to take a look back here and see if we can see what happened just on that low line. And we talk about, look at right there, how bumpy it is. It just upsets the car.
Just hit those bumps wrong. He had too much wheel in it.
Oh, my God, you weren't kidding. Holy crap, that was close.
That's close right there.
Oh, my goodness.
Does he come back up and get the outside wall here?
I think he might just a little. He does not hit it, if just a tad here. But, man, what a great job. Locking his brakes down.
Is a man that needs to go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Because, and we talk about fast repairs. We have fast repairs, but don't burn that fast repair early on in this race.
Absolutely. And yes, absolutely, man.
He burned off the tires. That's going to suck. But,
right.
I think if I'm in Jeff's spot, what I'm going to do here is you're already at the back. I'm just going to ride. Tires are all beat to hell now. I don't think you can afford to take a set of tires on lap 5.
Yeah.
So I think I would just kind of take my lumps, come in, make sure there's no damage. If there is any, get it fixed up. But no tires, for sure. Maybe top it off with fuel just cause while you're there. But I think it's too early to take tires here.
Yeah, no, I could definitely agree with you. I mean, count your blessings while you got him, because he did one hell of a job locking that thing down.
Incredible.
And wish a lot of people and officials should watch this one.
I alluded to, the snugness of this car, especially early on. It's snug, but you want it to be snug because this track will tend to burn the rear tires in and make the car loose as it goes on. So
sure.
You get, you saw he had a car to his outside, and he was just trying to be a little too cautious, ironically enough, and leaving him room on the outside. And by doing that, by putting that wheel in it, it just makes, you hit that bump with that wheel loaded up, and all of a sudden that weight transfers, and it snaps around, and that's what this place is famous for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I noticed a very significant elevation change coming out of 1 and 2 there, too, that can really upset the car if you're just a little bit, you try to kind of swing it out toward the wall a little bit. Man, it kicked the rear end of my car loose in no time. Yeah. So there's a lot of hold your hat moments.
This is not one of these Texas Motor Speedway, laser smooth repaves. This is
definitely
this is
not.
The old pavement, and this place has a lot of character. But what I was saying right before we had that yellow, that's what I love about this. It's a driver's track, and as a driver, you can do things. If you start to burn too much of the right front end, move the car around, find a way to kind of burn that rear tire in to help keep the balance. You're never going to bring back the grip, but keep the balance there.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It's kind of one of them situations. I mean, like we just saw with Jeff right there, and just maybe just a little bit too much throttle. You got to put that egg under your foot, and you got to baby this thing around. As much as you feel like you want to get a little bit more, that's the result right there. As we are getting ready to go, green flag is back out live here, coming to lap number 7. Lap 7 of 213, and yes, Rusty, that number is mighty fitting, my friend. Well, Tyler definitely got a good launch here, so we're going to take it back just a little bit side by side. You see the number 8 of Michael Carter, Dale Jr. throwback, going underneath of Alan Holtzman right now.
Bud machine from Dale Jr.'s rookie year. And then you got the Coors Light car behind him, the old Sterling Marlin throwback. And
I love it.
To the outside.
I love it. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Right behind this, that is that Roth there in the Bud Light car or the Busch Light car? That's the Kevin Harvick throwback. That's a pretty cool one. He's going to be running that at Wilkesboro with 29 and everything from his rookie year.
Yeah.
First one in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think it's really cool they're letting him do some of that stuff this year. Ryan McCall got a new look this year. Tabasco.
The old Tabasco.
Yeah, man.
The famous Tabasco fiasco back in '98. Got Darrell Waltrip caught up in it. They printed up a bunch of material with the owner running Pontiac, and then the team decided, with Darrell Waltrip Motorsports buyout, they're going to switch to Chevy, and
Yeah.
didn't think to let Tabasco know about it. So
You're
that
right.
was the end of Tabasco's era in NASCAR.
Oh, man. Isn't that something? We see Brad Rivers in the number 15 U.S. Army Camaro taking the lead here on lap 10. We know he had a heck of a lot of speed these last couple of weeks, man, and they put on one heck of a show last week when you were out, man, at the Aon Motorsports guys. Oh, boy. They smacked him down pretty good last week. Look, the old Tide ride. Adam Boughton has a nice-looking ride this week.
He is thrown back to Ricky Rudd.
Oh, no, we see. Oh, yeah, we just saw.
Oh, wow, that was that Coors Light machine.
Yes,
back
it
there.
was.
Is that Nash back there?
That was Doug DeNice in the Coors Light machine. That was not
throwing
very.
me off. I'm used to looking up and seeing those Coors Light colors and seeing Nash out there.
No. Oh my gosh, I know. I think there's Nash right here. He's got the old Coca-Cola scheme. Hey, and you know what? The famous 43 right there in front of him by one of the fan favorites, Leroy Klobuchar. Always a fan favorite here.
Look at that. He's got that roof number cocked diagonally just like they ran it back there in the 70s.
Very, very awesome looking schemes.
Look at that move there. And that's what you can do here. You see the way he kind of ran up the track there. There's Bill Terry Labonte and Robbie Gordon paint schemes.
Gordon. How about that?
Back when, and that's, the right numbers on these cars even too.
I'm too busy looking at paint
Robbie
schemes
Gordon
to call the race.
Robbie Gordon ran that number 7 as a tribute to Alan Kulwicki, the last true owner-driver champion we had in the sport. 3 wide there. That's a big moment.
Yeah, that was a good.
This place, it looks wide, but it is not wide enough for 3 wide. It's a good looking car too. That one machine's flying just like Steve Park was here back in 2001.
Heck yeah, man. God, I miss those days. Kind of always wonder what if, what if DEI still existed? How much would it change,
It's crazy how quick the Giants could fall sometimes.
Obviously, we all know that famous 48 machine. I think we all know where that came from.
Got a new number.
He absolutely does this week. We'll see if he's doing it for the rest of the season.
I think, based on some of what I saw from Michael York on social media, doesn't sound like he's a Toyota fan. So when his hero Jimmy Johnson switched over, he said, "You know what? We're just going to have to throw it back to the good old days of him driving a Chevrolet."
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I tell you what, right now that throwback for Dale Jr. in that number 8 machine, he's moved up 5 spots since we went back green flag racing here and is now hanging out in P6. So he's moved up quite a bit, as well as the 52 of Jeff Dillon. He's up 6 spots too, so we've got some movers coming right now.
For Dillon.
Yeah, it absolutely is, man. Gosh, we're coming to lap 20 here, 2 laps from now, so this thing is, as always, the races go by fast here, but man, these are really hauling the mail right now.
The old Biffle paint scheme there.
I think I saw somebody had a Sharpie scheme. I'll have to find that. Was it John? Yeah, I think it was John Osborne. I don't know if that's a KB throwback or what exactly.
See, I'm trying to place this one. That one's not ringing a bell to me. Now I'm going to have to do some research.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's not really registering with me as a Kurt Busch car for sure. That doesn't mean it wasn't.
No, but it's, you look up close on this thing, man. It's kind of got all the body lines drawn out like they were drawn out in a Sharpie. That's a pretty creative
yeah,
paint
exactly.
scheme.
Absolutely. And while we're talking about all these paint schemes, we see the 06, again, that Castrol GTX John Force throwback is back up to the front here on lap 22. Tyler Burden, your current points leader, is back to the point. Oh, it looks like Alan Holtzman is off the pace.
Whoa!
What happened here?
Going into that backstretch pit road, it looked like.
Does not throw a caution. He must have towed because it won't allow me to select him from my camp. There we go. Alan Holtzman, it has towed. So he must have broke loose and came down pit road involuntarily, I would have to
Looks
say.
like he just kind of pulled in there. He might have had some computer issues or something.
Okay.
Pulled in there and just parked it on the old backstretch pit road that they don't use any longer.
Man, well, that's not the way you want to have a... As we said, man, we had a really good qualifying run by Tam McDonald. You know, he's been up there a few times, but so far, really early run pace for the number 73 with the McDonald's drive-through machine.
That is probably my favorite McDonald's paint scheme of all time. Bill Elliott ran that in 99 and 2000, and that thing just looked awesome, especially on the 2000 Taurus body.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I definitely like that car for sure.
That's what I love about this whole weekend. You know, we got the real guys at Darlington. We got these guys out here at Rockingham. These are throwback tracks, throwback cars, and you know, kind of, you almost wish we could have throwback horsepower numbers.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's the only thing we're missing.
I'm telling you.
A perfect weekend.
You're not wrong there. Stan Carnathan, he's throwing it back to himself this week, huh? He's sticking to the old faithful. Can't blame him.
He's throwing it back to last week.
That's right. He's pulling the Kyle Busch.
Yeah, that's just like Kyle Busch. Yeah, they said we're going to throw it back to our first win together.
That's right. Kane Lee driving the old Burger King machine tonight. Hanging out right now in the 11th spot.
Tony Stewart ran that car back early days of Stewart Haas when Stewart first came on board, and ran that for quite a few races. So that's what he's throwing back to.
Hey, this is not
one that I love.
Yeah,
right
I was
there.
going to say, this is awesome, but this is different for me. I've never seen Christopher Roth not in a baby blue car.
Hey, but that is a guy you want to throw back to. That is Alan Kulwicki, 1992 champion. One of my heroes of this sport.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Guy showed up with himself, had 5 cars and like 8 motors, and went out and won the championship with it. And
that's awesome.
That's kind of the last of that era to do something like that.
Yeah, sure. No, I understand.
Only college educated, only college degree NASCAR champion we've ever had.
No kidding. No kidding. Texas, Terry Labonte. How about that, huh? Good looking scheme right
Better
there.
make sure there's no number 3 Goodwrench car. I guess we're not at Bristol, so maybe he'd be all right.
Yeah. I saw somebody up into the outside wall there. It looked like I don't know who that was.
Hey, that's easy to do, and that's not a day ender here, though.
I think it might have been Osborne, to be honest with you. See if he's got any right side damage on that thing we can see. Maybe just a little bit.
It's hard
I can't
to
tell.
on that paint scheme,
Yeah,
but
exactly. I'm like, is that supposed to be
there?
there?
In the wall, or if it's just been sharpied up.
That's funny. Well, we see Tyler Burton doing what Tyler Burton does. He is right now, he's got a gap of
like
7/10. Yeah, 7/10 of a second over the second place of Brad Rivers, followed by Tay McDonald and Stan Carnathan. So, man, yeah, I mean, he's doing what John Force does, and that's going real fast.
Tell you what, John Force didn't run that close to the wall, though. He was rim riding that thing.
Not intentionally, at least.
Man, and I don't mind that. I think that's a good way. These cars are so big on momentum. They don't have, like we just kind of joked about, they don't have the, 900 horsepower we had back when NASCAR raced here. So,
oh, no, absolutely, yeah.
Keeping that thing wrapped out up there, this may not be a bad thing. We got some old tires under here. These lap times are falling off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, he can keep it clean up there, then, hey, get her done. Yeah, got quite the battle going on back here for the 8th, 9th, and 10th spot. Big run coming from Ryan McCall here underneath the 40. Oh, not quite clear.
And you see him.
Calm down, Kyle Larson.
Stuffed it in there, yeah.
And I do got a comment, though. I don't know. I mean, I guess people are going to have opinions, especially on social media, because that's what they do. But that was some really, that was a hell of a finish today, man.
Right there.
That was awesome. Xfinity race today. Oh, boy.
That's why we love these tracks like the, Rockingham, Darlington. We love these places because they're not just the cookie cutter, paper smooth. Even Kansas with its old pavement is still really smooth. It's really about the aerodynamics and kind of blocking the air of the car behind you. Come out here and you can just wheel the thing around people. And that's the exact same thing with Darlington. That's why we love these tracks.
All right, well, let's take a look back here a little bit. We haven't checked on our boy Pete Walsh yet today. Let's see what old Pete's doing back here. Miller High Life. How about that? The old 74.
That's the old Bobby Allison paint scheme.
But I was thinking looked like an Allison scheme to me. Right now,
having a decent run, he's down in 19th, but he's having a clean race. And again, we talk about race the racetrack. He's not really behind on pace. It's just everybody's so close here that there's no need to go out there and press the issue and get every last tenth right now. Just log some laps. Let's let these tires run their course, and probably even the next set or two of tires, go out there and just run those through, log the laps, worry about the end of this race later on. But I mean, we've got the top 21 cars are still within, just over half a lap of the leader. So this is a close race.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. John Osborne has made a couple moves over these last couple of laps, though, because in that last 2 laps ago, he was in 18th. Now he's in 15th spot. He's making that high line work. And, man, he was just passed a few people there in pretty dominating fashion. Figured out how to get that high line to maintain that momentum, as here he comes right now for the number 1 of Waylon Turner.
See how he kind of slows for the corner a little bit early there. Lets Waylon drive in a little deeper, and it allows him to get this run off. He didn't really let the car go out. I think if it's later in the race, you run a little bit more aggressively, but now he's going to cross over. Look at this run he's going to get off the backstretch here. He's
definitely a big run.
Look at that gap come back down to almost nothing as they go into turn 3. And he's going to do the same thing. He learned that trick, and so he's liking that trick.
Yeah.
The problem when you're exiting the corner, if you can't open the wheel all the way, and I think Waylon kind of just lets him go there, but if you can't open the wheel all the way, it just really, stunts all the momentum that you've got. So
sure, yeah.
When you can get that run off the high side like that, think about how to use your resources here. What can you do to do it differently? You got 2 options. You could try to run a different line altogether and get a completely, different type of exit off the corner. Or the other option is to just run tighter on his door. The second option is what usually leads to a wreck. So
right. Absolutely.
I like what he did there. Let's find another way to skin the cat here.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we were talking about that battle, Stan Carnathan in the number 82 machine is up to 2nd position. He has passed Brad Rivers and Tay McDonald taking over P2 right now. So we are 2 laps away from 45 down already, man. Dang, this thing's flying.
Quarter of the way through this thing.
Yeah. Look at this good side-by-side battle here. Michael Carter down there in that 8 car. The high line of Ryan McCall.
That high line's going to prevail here. You see that the way Michael Carter tries to run a little bit lower than him through the corner, just trying to keep a little bit of air on the nose of that car. Air still is important here. This is a mile track. That's a decent banking. This is still not an aerodynamic free zone. It's just not the end all be all.
And I was just kind of looking at our race notes here, and it looks like the fuel window for this is going to be between 60 and 70, depending on race pace. So got a little bit to go here. Should be seeing green flag pit stops if it stays green within the next 15 laps or so.
Man, the rich are getting richer right now. Tyler Burton and Stan Carnathan are the fastest cars on the track by a decent bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was,
And that's impressive. I think some of that's clean air, but a lot of that's just the wheel, man.
Yeah, we saw that a lot last week. And that 06 car and Brad Rivers in the 15, their long run pace was just absolutely outstanding last week. And it looks like they're going to kind of repeat that here again tonight.
Well, I just alluded to, the last place car in the lead lap just a few laps ago when we were talking about it had just cracked 17 seconds behind the leader. It's now almost 21 seconds behind the leader. I mean, that is just crazy the way that he's stretching that lead. I'll tell you what, though, he gets into lap traffic. That's going to open the door for Carnathan.
Right. Yeah, that could definitely change a lot. But his lap times.
There's a good 5 or 6 cars under a blanket from about 15th, 16th on back to 21st. They're right there.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding. Look at that. Yeah, he's going to hit that. That's going to slow him up big time. Ooh, we see the 7 getting real loose there. Big wiggle by Aaron Spears.
Good save, though, and keep the car in there. I like what he did there. Had a big moment. Don't press the issue for 43. Let Leroy go. Leroy has a little bit of a moment there himself.
Yeah.
But I think you're seeing, he just backs off. Rather than late in the race, probably try to press the issue into the corner there and take that spot from Koblenz, but there's no reason to do that on lap 50. It goes back to, the same mentality. I've raced a lot of Darlington this week, and you just have to know when it's time to race the other competitors and when it's time just to log laps and race the racetrack.
You are not wrong there, my friend, as it does look like Alan Holtzman is back on track here. Definitely going to be some laps down after that. Still kind of unsure exactly what caused him to pit.
It had to have been some kind of equipment issue on his side, because he came in and stopped. I don't think he ever actually came to his correct pit stall. Stopped on the backstretch, got off the track to make sure we didn't have a yellow here, and just a couple laps later he was rolling again.
Well, weirder things have happened, I guess.
Hey, but that's the equivalent of we don't have the mechanical failures like we have in real life, but we do have, equipment failures. Could have been something as crazy as, a monitor cable came disconnected or something.
Oh, for sure.
And just get it safely to a place. I've seen wheels get disconnected. I've seen pets jump up onto people's laps. I mean, crazy things. This is still a form of racing, and crazy things will happen.
Oh, definitely so. Man, I remember when I first got my very first rig, I had my USB under my foot just for the stupidest reason. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to put it there, and disconnected my pedals in the middle of a race, and that did not end well, but...
Yeah, those are kind of necessary.
We won't talk about that. We won't talk about who I wrecked either. Man, all right, so we're coming to 55. Yeah, it might have been you. I think it was one of the first seasons of RSR. Oh, and it was just like, I mean, you just slammed right into the back of me, and I felt so bad because it's like I didn't even miss a shift. I literally just had no go whatsoever and just plowed me, but...
Yeah, I got you back to the Daytona road course.
Yeah. It's all right. Well, it seems like the leaders are pretty spread out right now. That's why I was trying to get a little bit of an overhead view, because there's not a lot of side-by-side stuff going on.
No, but these guys I think they know that...
Toward the front, at least.
Burton is coming.
Yeah.
These guys here at the back, Mueller, Nash, Spear, Koblenz, Diaz, Pete Walsh, Waylon Turner.
Oh,
15th to 21st. Those guys are under a blanket. They're tight. And if you are Tyler Burton, you're just going, please don't wreck right in front of me.
Exactly. Yeah, we saw the 26 and the 43 going at it. There's a little bit of door banging right there. And I think the 26 is maybe just a little frustrated at that one.
Well, and, they are kind of trying to position themselves. You know, as much as we talk about race to racetrack, there's only one guy, if there is a yellow, that gets a lap back, and that's the first car that's one lap down. So
Right.
you kind of want to fight a little harder than what you normally would right now to make sure that you're in position. You know, you still don't necessarily want to hold up the leaders. We see Waylon Turner coming in there, but you know, you want to put yourself in a spot to be that lucky dog if we get a yellow.
Sure. Oh, absolutely right. And we see right now the 06 is, oh, he already passed the 1, put him a lap down. He's trying to get the 7 of Aaron Spears.
Spears
the
gets
26.
the wall a little bit there on the back stretch.
Oh, man.
Making Burden change up his line. He's been running the outside. Now he gets these guys. They're running the outside. They're making him go to the bottom.
They are, and look who's coming into this picture.
Carnathan's there.
That's right.
These first couple guys, Nash and Mueller just let Burton go. Spear and Diaz have not. And Diaz is still kind of riding his corner, not letting him clear. That's where, you know, if you're Burton, you're going, dude, cut me a break. I am 95% of the way clear. You're a lap down. I got you. Just give me the spot.
Sure. Oh, we got
the yellow.
Let's see what it looks like right now is Christopher Roth, huh? Let's see what we can find
may be
here.
Involved in that too.
The good old 213 replay booth. Let's go. What happened here? Oh boy.
Oh.
He didn't turn.
Osborne overbaked that deal. I think that's the case. So the right front was hurting.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. There was no chance he was going to make that one.
Does Roth save this though? That's a. No,
it looks like it gets into the inside wall a little bit there.
That may not be bad though.
Maybe not a faster pair, but all right. Well, he definitely had some help.
Oh
boy,
Leroy Koblenz just barely keeps that lead lap spot.
He does. That's a great job too. You were just talking about it. You know, only one guy gets that spot, so. You are going to race your heart out to try to maintain that position if you can. And look at how close Stan Carnathan is on the bumper of the 06 coming to pit road.
Get everything you can get here. Especially this curved pit road is tricky. And, you know, we've got rules in place in a lot of these leagues to keep from shortcutting and just running that inside radius. Because this is set on a constant speed. It's not like NASCAR where it's distance over time. This is a speed. So shorter distance, obviously, you're going to be faster than the other guy.
Right.
So you can kind of do some things. Even though there's rules about how soon you can pull into your pit box, you could kind of work on fading your way in. You can also kind of turn the corner a little sooner. There's ways to still gain a little bit of an advantage there. And we saw Carnathan right up on Burton. And like we talk about every week too, you know, I'm big on it's underappreciated how hard it is to go from, I think this is a 35, 40 mile an hour, maybe 45 pit road speed. To go from there to zero, stop on a dime in the least amount of time possible is difficult.
Absolutely.
But I've also seen cases where a guy's taken the lead from being better at executing that.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Oh, man, it all adds up, man. I mean, just getting down to 35 miles an hour to get onto pit road is a freaking talent in its own. I mean, you're hauling it out here, you know, even at a smaller place like this. I mean, you're still going 130, 40 miles an hour. And, you know, 35 miles an hour, I mean, you feel like you're basically coming to a stop. And it's real easy to get caught by the speeding police. And that is not going to help your day.
And we talk about all the time, we talk about how much of an advantage it is with the restart zone. If you're in first place, you've got complete control. If you're in second place, you have zero control over that restart. First place is going to get a better restart with this restart zone procedure. So
all right. So
it's imperative.
Sorry to cut you off there. We need to look at something here. Did Stan Carnathan get a speeding penalty?
He did.
It's either speeding or unsafe pit exit because he is dropping to the rear of the lead pack here.
Wow.
Because I
He'll
noticed.
Get back up there though.
Yeah, I noticed the 94 was moving up, and I'm like, what happened to Stan? Wow. Plenty of racing to go, but yeah, that don't beat yourself.
He came really close to crossing the line, but I'm thinking that was probably a speeding penalty.
What do you mean on pit road exit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering.
You know, we saw him getting really close there. Yep. He sped just a little bit, getting up on
Dang.
Burden.
That sucks. Yep, just trying to get everything you can get, you know. All right, well, the pace car is off. We are going green flag racing back live here at Rockingham, lap 64.
Ryan McCall all the way in second. And John Force, that thing looks like a top fuel car sitting out of there. that was, do we need to check that thing for some nitro after the race?
Yeah, we just might.
Hell, he's got a half-second lead or more, 0.6 of a second there.
It's crazy. Oh boy, things got real tight coming off corner exit here.
These guys got to remember to stay patient. You know, it feels like we had a long green run there, and we did, but we're still just barely a quarter of the way through this thing. There's a lot of race left to go. Don't get impatient now.
Yep, absolutely right, man.
We don't have a ton of cars here tonight either. We had a few guys that can take a provisional. 23 starters. What that does is it means less likelihood for, you know, a series of cautions to come. So you gotta plan on there being a longer green flag run, and you know, hopefully you can get some newer tires, but you can't burn them off, because then you're really in trouble if you burn the tires off. As we see Dave McDonald and Ryan McCall there, those guys did not get the memo about patience.
They did not, and we see Adam Boughton on the bottom here. Excuse me, losing some spots. I mean, you got to wonder, is that kind of a purposeful action to save those good years, or maybe just that low side's not working for him?
They're all losing spots right now, Tyler Burton. All losing time, Tyler Burton. I mean, he is set sail. He was 2.5 of a second faster the last time around.
That's crazy.
And that's just a product of these guys racing each other back here, and he's got clean air, and he's just set sail. You know, you can't when you got a guy like that has shown himself to be that good at saving his tires, you can't let him take an advantage like this off the start, because he's, you know, you give him a 1.5 second lead, that means he can run that much softer, that much longer.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I mean, he's not getting pressured at all. He can just run his own pace, and at the end of the day, that's just... yeah, that's not what the rest of the field wants to see right now, I can tell you that.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of backs himself back up to the field here. You know, just slowly give back some of that time. It's, you know, you're banking tire savings right now. Look at that bunch of cars.
That's crazy.
It's like we're set back in time here.
Yeah, man, this is cool. I'm just enjoying watching all these schemes and just thinking about this place in general. I mean, in the current status, we don't have another track like it. I mean, we do have Darlington, but it is not nearly as rough as this, man. It's like you're going through a supercross track. Doing the whoop-de-doos in the through the whoop section in a NASCAR.
This place is a handful. That's what I love about it. You know, I said it to you and Adam before we came on the air. You know, this is one of my favorite places. I love this track because it's so difficult.
Guys doing a great job with it, man. I kind of honestly expected a couple more early cautions in this race, and the 8 and the 45 get together there.
Woo!
Hello.
There's a save. Now, if you're Michael Carter, I think you kind of got to cool these tires back down. We talk about it a lot. These next-gen cars you'll never make the tires right again, but try to get them as good as you can get them. And you just got to let him cool down.
And you were just kind of right on the head with this here. It looks like, either the 15 has really picked up the pace, or Tyler's thinking to himself, you know what, maybe I pushed a little too hard too early. We still got a long way to go here before our next pit stop. Let me back up just a little bit and run the pace that I feel,
When the guys behind you get to battling, you got nothing to lose. You're going to pull away. And so if you start to back up, it's just natural instinct that, Brad Rivers in second place is going to start seeing you get bigger in the windshield. He's going to start pushing a little harder. So now you're winning both ways right there, because you're making him run harder as you're running softer.
Perfection. Looks like
I said, the rich get richer.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Looks like Gary Nash has fallen off the pace just a little bit here. Kind of lost the rest of the field, rounding out the top 21. Don't know if he had an incident or not, but he's definitely fallen back a little bit more than I think he anticipated on that restart here.
Yeah, that's tough when you're, he's in that trap the lap down, hell right now, where if you're Kyle Diaz, that's okay. Even Kip Mueller, you're in second place. You can maybe make a move on Diaz, but Diaz is screaming for a yellow right now. We don't have debris cautions here, but
right.
He's hoping that somebody somewhere is going to have a yellow before Mueller or Turner or Roth gets by him. It's hard when you got several cars in front of you for that lucky dog, because you can't just go run like hell and try to get in front of them, because then you burn your tires up. They're going to pass you right past. So
right. No, absolutely. And I mean, this is a slightly different, okay, not slightly, a totally different racetrack, but this is the exact scenario that I was in last week at Kansas. It's like I had a mistake, ended up being the third car that needed to get the lucky dog, and I'm like, I can't. You feel like you're trapped inside a box,
you need
literally.
Three yellows
yeah, it's just
you feel like you need 3 yellows.
That's exactly right, and
well,
patience
really
is key,
because
you
can 3 to get you back on the lap and 1 to actually do something.
Exactly. It's a frustrating spot to be in there, Kyle. Definitely understand that, and we'll see how he rebounds. Though we still got a lot of racing to go here. Man, I don't know. After watching some of the practice, I'm not surprised by the 06 whatsoever, but that 15 has picked it up. He has picked up his lap times pretty significantly from the times he was putting down in practice.
Can he maintain it? That's the question.
Good point.
It's easy to be fast here on the short run. It's hard to maintain that. And you see, he caught Burton, and the momentum kind of stopped once he got to the back bumper.
Yeah.
Now, something that, to keep in mind here, kind of a good scenario for these guys. We ran so long on that first run that, when you start the race, you always kind of have to look at the math on the number of tires you've got. You got 5 sets of tires, 213 lap race. How many can you go per run? If you're like me, especially a place like this, you like to leave a set for a green-white checker just in case. So you're really down to 4. So you start doing these math equations for, how far do you feel like you need to run before you can take the first set. But when you run long on the first one, it just narrows up that gap to where you free up your allotment later on in the race. And it means if you're a guy like Rivers that maybe is more aggressive, as we see McDonald have a big moment there off the bumper of York, maybe you could kind of turn up the wick a little more and not worry about it, because you're in a position where you don't need to save tires.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. And we're still quite a ways away, I think, before we see more green flag pit stops. We're going to step aside for just 1 second, pay some bills. We'll be right back with you here on the Throwback Weekend at Rockingham. Friday, and we are back live right here at the Throwback Weekend, the 213simware.com Throwback Weekend. And as always, we want to thank Blake Howell Designs for coming on board and being a sponsor of the broadcast team, BHR_Sim Racing on Instagram. Coming to lap 89 of 213, we see a heck of a battle here.
Whoa, big moment there for York. You don't want to be beating those tires up, chasing the car around this early in the run.
No, he's definitely chasing that 48 around.
It's just going to keep getting worse. You know, I hate to tell him that, but these situations don't get better. And see him back at the corner there, Kane Lee, he thought about sticking it in there hard, but he didn't.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, they were side by side for a second there.
Plant that thing. Now Kane Lee makes a run to the top. It's just so much easier, in my opinion, to make passes, especially on old tires, you know, on the top side.
Oh, absolutely.
You get that guy on the bottom to not be able to open the wheel, and it seems like that pays off more often than not. The bottom, you can still make passes, but it's like you got to get in there and get it done. You can't sit there and ride around. You know, you see Kane Lee out here on the outside. You can run around. You see Ryan McCollum is inside. They're lap after lap. Kane Lee's going to prevail eventually. He's not burning his tires up right now. Ryan McCollum on the inside is hurting his tires.
Well, not only that, they're bringing a bunch of people with them, too. You know,
yeah,
like...
they're back in the field. And I think some of that's York, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, you see Jeff Dillon got the wall there a little bit.
Yes, he did.
I told you he'd be back.
Yeah, didn't take Stan the whole... Oh, 48 into the outside wall a little bit there.
Yeah, that was he's holding off for everything he's got right now. I hate to say that. I saw that one coming, but nothing, you know, nothing against York, obviously, but just you can tell he has hurt those tires, and that car is fighting him right now.
Definitely.
Jeff Dillon had a little moment there on the
back
stretch.
I was just going to say, I think he was pretty loose coming off that one.
Trying to just, you know, like we talked about earlier with Jeff No, trying to keep that wheel, you know, pinched down, didn't want to run up and get too close. Something they don't have in real life. You know, we call it net code, but it's hard to know exactly where the cars are at in real life, much less here on the simulator. But we have internet connections from all over the world bringing these people together. So, you know, every now and then there's a flaw in the logic of the system, and it puts the car in the wrong place or you know, miscalculates where the car is going to be. We call it net code. You can't always go up and just bang doors like you do in real life. Whoa.
Woo-hoo. 45.
That was a save right there from Kane Lee.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened to me when I got in here and just ran a few test laps. Like, I was chasing the rear end of that thing down the entire backstretch and eventually just couldn't save it because it just got snappy loose after about 20 laps on me. But these guys are doing a heck of a job here, man. This is a very, very difficult racetrack. And, man, these guys are handling it pretty well here.
Well, that's part of the advantage of running the outside is you can kind of open the wheel more, too, on exit. It's hard when you get side by side. It's always going to be more of a battle internally with the car. But you know, if you can, just basic physics will tell you that if you're trying to accelerate in a straight line, all the propulsion, all of the force on the tires is taking you in one direction. When you're coming off the corner and you're coming from the bottom of the track up to the top, the car's not pointed straight. So you try to get on the throttle, and it wants to snap the back end around these old tires. That's why I like what these guys are doing here. York has got his hands full.
Boy.
Man, he's putting on a display right now. And I don't think the bottom's place to be, Michael.
I'm thinking this might be the point. We might want to think about short pitting.
I'm thinking I'd let these guys go and just get up there and run it against the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, that bottom is not working out for him the way that he wants to with that ill-handling race car. Oh, my goodness.
There's no need to battle these guys this hard right now. You know, this car is obviously not behaving the way he wants it to right now. Don't tear the thing up.
Looks
let him go. I know it's hard to do.
It is. Oh, yeah, 59s.
Woo! See, and now he's got Ross right on his bumper, and Ross trying to go somewhere. That's adding to the dilemma. If he just tuck in behind the 8, Ross would take the bottom, and he'd go by him. That's fine. Let him go.
Boy, he still ain't giving it up, is he?
No, he's not.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's an A for persistence right there.
Oh, and there he is sideways again.
Man, it's we talked about with Tyler. The rich are getting richer. The poor are getting poorer over here because the more you slip and slide these tires around, the worse and worse and worse and worse and worse they get. You'll never make them better, but you can damn sure make them worse.
No question about that. Up front, the 06 of Tyler Burden putting on a clinic here. He has got a 3.2 second interval over the second place of Tay McDonald. Once again, the 06 has just showed up.
I've been watching him.
Man.
It's just, he's so consistent here. It's like from lap 1 to lap 102, he's running the same line.
Yeah, he really is. And if you look at the lap time, excuse me, he ran a 24.94. There's nobody else even close to that right now.
No. Closest one down there is Stan Cardiff and a couple tenths off.
Yeah, 25-24. Yeah, he's
Leroy Koblenz just lost the lap.
I
think he's in pit road here.
was gonna say I didn't see it. Yeah. He must have pitted.
Pitted here. He's been in. There's our first pitter. He's hoping, he was tail of the lead lap, so now his hope is this thing runs green for a while.
Right.
He's 2 laps down. We talked about you don't want to be pinned 2 laps down. That's a hard one to recover from. So you don't want to burn the tires up, but first things first, you do want to get in front of the leader, at least only be 1 lap down if we do get a yellow.
That would be ideal if he can get there. Stan Carnathan, he's coming back up here. He has caught the number 90 of Ryan McCall for that second spot. But, man, I don't know if McCall didn't have a good qualifying run or if he didn't qualify. I'm not 100% on that, but he's up 18 positions since the beginning of this thing.
He just qualified that wall. Tell you what, we were all worried about Stan Carnathan getting that penalty, having to come through all this traffic. Popped himself one of those Hibbs gummies and just settled in, said, "It's all right, guys, I got this."
He's definitely
back up here
on the move.
P2.
Oh, boy. Starting to see the rear end of these things dance around an awful lot on those guys on that bottom side.
And I'm surprised we didn't see some more people start to peel off when we saw Leroy Koblenz come in,
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was the 8 car. Michael Carter just got the wall a little bit there. Soft brush, no harm, no foul, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's all right. And, I brought up something a little bit earlier. Kevin was this.
Roth.
Whew.
Man, that was close.
Wow.
Roth got up into York there, or into Carter there. I thought it was going to be big. York had a big moment on my other screen here, right as all that was going on.
Oh, man.
Jeez, are we really halfway through this already? This is
It's going by quick. What I started to say before that moment, though, is, I commented on the short run speed of the 15, and you said, can he maintain? He was up there. He had caught Tyler Burden, and he has now slipped back to the 6th position. So, I think he used up a little bit too much too early.
Yeah, I was worried about that because you don't often see a car flip a light switch, from practice to the race. These are fixed setups, so it's all about the driver. Some drivers like different things about different setups better than others, but at the end of the day, everybody's got the same car. It's not like you're going to go throw a drastic change at it like they do in the real NASCAR series. So
right.
you kind of got what you got, and so it's not often you see somebody just go from zero to hero practice to the race. And so, there we go. 48 finally lost it there. Ross got into him in the back stretch. Pete Walsh jumped on the brakes, avoids it, but man, I hope York's car is all right there. I think he's got to come in here and short pit that. Michael Carter's coming in.
Oh yeah, he's
York's
on
gotta
the
call
outside
this.
wall again.
He's got to get that thing in here and short pit. You got to be yelling it out now. Let Diaz by, let Holtzman by. Get that. Don't wreck it here. At least he's at the bottom.
Oh
Come on, bring
gosh.
it in, Michael. Man, he's a glutton for punishment right now.
I'm telling you, he is struggling right now in that car.
That's, and now he's just along for the ride, and that's unfortunate because that's a case. Oh, Kyle Diaz gets the wall off turn 2. Racing Alan Holtzman get the wall. There we go. I like this move. Whether or not you take the fast repair, it's not about the damage. It's about these tires are mad. Get them off the car.
Exactly.
Michael Carter in. We're starting to see this cycle here. You reach a point where all you're doing is just waiting to wreck the car. So,
right.
I know that you're trying to run as long as you can. You don't want to, and I get it. It's hard to make that decision to come in and pit. If a yellow waves, you're in trouble. You don't want to get caught a lap down. But I think at some point you just got to say, hey, what I got's not working. I got to do something different.
Most definitely. Man, this guy right here is doing something different. He is 5.8 seconds in front of second place. Man, that is just wild. Jeez.
That is a clinic.
It really is. Gosh.
It's kind of funny, though. It reminds me of our Xfinity race we watched earlier today. We're talking all about Burton, but Stan Carnathan is every bit as fast, just had that penalty. So, he hasn't led the laps the way that we've seen Burton leading the laps, but this is like Nemechek and Larson earlier today.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, man. I mean, anything can happen, and that's the exciting part, and I think why we all love the sport so much. If you look on your screen there, we can see when these guys last pitted. It looks like Burden on 57, everybody else on 56. I guess I'm seeing a couple things switch because he crossed start-finish line. So
watching York out of my other eye here. He got some pretty good damage. He's having to sit here and get that fixed. He must have already used his fast repair.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's pancaked it about 5 too many times, I'm afraid.
I hate that. Got rolled out the new number. Got that awesome Lowe's Power of Pride Jimmy Johnson throwback. I know he was excited to run that paint scheme and give it a good showing. Michael Carter left the building. There's one I didn't see coming.
Really? That is interesting. I didn't even see him getting an incident. It's not showing any incident points for him.
I don't think he had. I think he must have had something to go do.
Maybe just wasn't feeling.
Well, maybe he figured, Dale Jr. back in 2001, he was running that paint scheme. Dale Jr. came here and DNF that race in 01, so maybe he figured he needed to go do the same.
That's too funny.
Might be one of the just most heartbreaking wrecks I've ever seen was Dale Jr. here.
Man.
Lap 1, turn 3, has almost the same looking wreck as his dad the week before in Daytona. Didn't even stick around for the rain delay. They packed that car up and headed home.
Right.
Comes those two Fords in. Roth and Walsh.
All right.
Here's the cycle.
They are coming.
Now, if you're Tyler Burden, don't stay out too long. I know it's hard to force yourself to come in before anybody else, but man, he's got a 5-second lead right now. I think it's going to pay off the short pit rather than long pit.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I think he's
Comes
pretty
Tay
comfortable
McDonald
right
out of the
now, but
pits. I know he is. It's just these other guys are going to be faster, and you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. There
there
we
he
see him
is.
coming in. I like this call because I think enough people have come in now. The worst case, he's probably going to be one lap down, even if caution does fly. I don't think he's going to lose that second lap. So just go ahead and come in. You're kind of taking the insurance money here.
Definitely the
This is
fastest
going to
guy on
force
the
the hand.
racetrack.
Stan Carnathan's coming in next time around. I like that call too. If you're Carnathan, you gotta play the hand that Burden's doing. Carnathan's shown that long term, he's the only one that can keep up with Tyler Burden. So
Right, right.
keep it going here on the same strategy.
100%.
He was actually catching him after fighting through all that traffic, which is just incredible.
That
The
is
patience that it
crazy.
takes to get through that traffic and still be faster than a guy like Tyler Burden.
That's going to cycle things around,
Puts
and the
Ryan
number
McCall
90
in.
of Ryan McCall is going to lead a lap here, get that bonus point.
Yes, he is. The Tabasco machine's looking hot. There he is coming in.
As well as the number 81 of John Osborne.
Yeah,
He's
there
going to get
goes
that
Osborne
lap.
to the lead.
Things
I
are
was
gonna
trying to look at it. Carnathan crossed. He was so far out in front that he actually crossed the line in the pits in second place the lap before this.
Nice.
I think he's going to cycle back out here with a pretty
Oh, it
comfortable
looks like
lead.
Alan Holtzman had an issue.
Tyler Burden's not even a lap down right now. Sorry to change the subject. That is crazy. Yeah, Alan's gone.
Looks like he had an issue maybe coming to pit road. He is out of here.
Oh, don't get the wall there, Tyler. Job's not done yet. I mean, how depressing is that? If you're John Osborne or Aaron Spear, most of these guys are losing, just barely clipping, going 2 laps down when they pit. Tyler Burden's 20 seconds behind him on the lead lap.
It's crazy.
And he's already got those fresh tires.
Yeah.
See him going around Kyle Diaz there.
Man, yeah, that's
Diaz
crazy.
looks like he's fighting the car already, and he was just in not too long ago.
Dang. Yeah, so it's going to be probably about a 5.5-second difference now between the 06 and the 82 of Stan Carnathan, which ultimately should cycle around to be first and second again. And I think it's going to take a caution for these guys to bunch back up for Stan to have a chance. I mean, Tyler is just so fast right now that, I mean, good Lord, he's laying down some laps.
I think Stan might, if Stan can run the same pace that he was running before the pit cycle, it's going to be close, but I think he can get it. He was getting him about a 1/10 of a second, give or take, every lap. So, that's 50 laps with that pace. It should make it a good finish. Classic ECRL finish right there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Here's hoping we can get that. I mean, he's definitely got the pace. I mean, man, it's a big gap to make up.
It is, but Stan's a veteran. You just got to be methodical. You don't eat an elephant all in one bite. You got to take one bite at a time. And he's trying to eat an elephant right now. It's a big lead, but 5-car Mueller gets a big moment there off turn 2. Wow.
Oh, right in front of the leader, too.
Right in front of him. Yeah, I'm sitting over here watching Tyler Burden, and he's not leading right now. Osborne's still leading, but he's going to net out as the leader.
I think Osborne might have came down here.
There he is. Yeah, he's in now.
Down, coming down.
Man, see Burden go flying by Osborne there.
Man, and I tell you what, though, I mean, just that lap traffic right there, exactly what you were
That gap's
talking
down to
about.
3.8 seconds.
Yeah, that changed everything in just 2 laps with those lap cars in his way. I mean, dang. And if you look between that and Tay McDonald, McDonald is only about 5/10 behind Stan Carnathan right now in that number 73 machine. So he's putting down some great laps as well.
Oh, he's loving it.
But
Yeah, we don't have Andrew Little here. Somebody's got to do the dad jokes. I mean, he is flying right now. In all seriousness, Tay McDonald and Stan Carnathan are flying.
Absolutely.
We know Burden's got this long run speed though, and I think he's just kind of out there. He looks like he's still running the same line. I think he's content. You know, there's no reason to push the issue right now.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier when you're the guy out front.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. And, you know, to be completely honest with you, all he needs is a good points day. I mean, of course he wants to win, but coming in here the points leader, he needs a good points day. And
well, we have not talked about his title rival Adam Boughton a whole lot tonight. You know, we did show up that Ricky Rudd throwback a little bit, but uncharacteristic night for Adam Boughton. We see him, you know, I thought this was going to be his track. I thought he would just, you know, kind of be putting on a clinic here tonight, honestly. Back there in 6th place right now. Not a bad run by any means, but, you know, I thought he'd be in the top 1 to 2 spots on the track.
yeah, definitely, yeah, I don't know.
But hey, you know, he's got a clean looking car, so that's a Tide joke.
That's too funny.
Tell you what, Stan Carnathan is, you know, I just keep watching the timing and scoring, and well, 0.3 of a second that last time around. He's on a run.
He is
Tay
definitely.
McDonald is catching Burton, but not nearly at the rate Carnathan is.
Right.
Which would mean that Tay McDonald is a very big Stan Carnathan fan because he wants him to get up there and start racing alongside
That's
Burton.
exactly right.
New leader 73 is what he's kind of thinking in his mind.
I like it. I like it. That is too funny. Leroy Koblenz in the top 10. That 43 car is not only looking good, but he's got some good pace.
Up and down day, but
Yeah.
man, he's there. Payday's not, or the pay window's not quite open yet, but they're starting to fire up the printer for those paychecks, and he's working his way back up.
He definitely is, and if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he one of the first guys on pit road that last time?
Yes, he was, which means he's going to fall off at the end of this tire run a little sooner than the other guys. But, you know, you may not necessarily net out up there in 10th place, but if he nets out 12th, he's still picked up a couple spots.
Mm-hmm.
Short pit the next one, you know. We just talked about that with Carnathan and Burton. You don't just close up a gap of being a lap down to leading the race. Take it in, you know, bite-sized chunks and you know, get yourself the best result you can get. That's how you put together a good points day. Not hitting the wall. I mean,
right, not doing that.
being consistent.
No, absolutely right. Got down to a 1.7 second gap here between Stan Carnathan and Tyler Burton. He is definitely closing in on the lead slowly but surely. His lap times are consistently faster by just a couple tenths every lap, it looks like.
Speaking of Leroy, they're catching Leroy Koblenz and Pete Wall. Not in their immediate vicinity, but they're seeing them up there in the windshield, starting to kind of think about where those guys are going to be and how they're going to make the move to get around those lap cars once they catch them. You don't just come up on a guy and as soon as you catch him think, you know, how am I going to make the move? You know, especially when it's a lap car and you know they're slower. They're on older tires in the case of Koblenz. You know, where's he going to be? What's he doing?
Mm-hmm.
Burton gets around him no problem, but You have to start watching that car and kind of know how his car's behaving, what line he's running. Get yourself mentally ready for, what's going to happen when you're alongside of him. That way it doesn't ruin your race.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's got to set it up, man. You're 100% right. It's the smallest mistake by somebody with 50-lap-old tires,
Well, yeah,
ruin your day.
especially, he doesn't know in the car. We know Koblenz has the oldest tires of anybody on the track right now. He doesn't
Right.
know that. He just knows that car's dancing around a lot.
Exactly. So that right there, you could see Stan having a little bit of trouble with those lappers. The one of Waylon Turner and the 26 held him up just a little bit, so that gap is back open to about a 2.2 second. Back up to about 2.2. And we know Stan's got the long run speed, though. His lap times have been really, really, really damn good. So this could be a fantastic finish here.
I think some of the reason that gap opened up is the fact that Stan is, as good as he is and the veteran that he is. He knows that, this guy's a lap down. This isn't a race for position. I'm going to get around him.
Yeah.
So just make it a clean pass. You can't win the race if you're wrecked.
Absolutely not.
Unless you're Davey Allison in the 92 All-Star race. Now now that Carnathan's through that, they're both in fairly clean traffic now, or fairly clean track right now. Let's kind of see how this goes. 2.02, 2.20, 2.13. A little over half a tenth of a second. That's a decent pace. That's still, as a driver, when I'm in second place, I'm watching that gap and I'm going, okay, if I continue to catch him at this rate, how many laps till I get to him? How many laps are left in the race? From there, it's just, is this number greater than that number? Okay, perfect. That's my main concern from behind the wheel.
Sure, absolutely.
And we have all this information.
Right.
We have a screen where we can see a static at the start-finish line interval from first to second place. Actually goes up a little bit. Burton pulled up a little bit more. Now we see Carnathan coming back a little bit. I mean, they're very close on times right now.
Yeah, lap times are virtually mirroring each other right now, and the gap has grown just a little bit.
Yeah, back up to 2.25.
Oh.
And Diaz was back there when Stan was trying to get around Waylon Turner. He's still up there, and I think Diaz has some newer tires.
Trying to get that.
Carnathan's a little fed up there. It looks like he
Right.
charged that corner pretty hard, trying to just make him go away.
That's what I was thinking. Like, cut me a break here, fella.
Well, and especially, Kyle Diaz 6 laps down, not having a good day. You know Diaz is frustrated, but you're like, dude, don't be hassling, the leaders when you're 6
no,
laps
absolutely.
down.
Gonna
it's
take
hard.
a ride right now and hop on board with our leader, the 06 of Tyler Burton. Let's take a lap around this place and see if we can feel all these bumps around this joint, man. This is crazy.
The bumps, and watch that wheel down at the bottom of the screen. He's actually got a pretty steady wheel, but now coming off the corner, he's that big counter steer to the right there.
Big time.
Let off early here. You see, he's not charging in. You don't hear a lot of tire noise. You don't hear a lot of scrubbing of the tires. Watch how early he's going to let off going into turn one. Just backing those corners way up. It's doing two things. It's saving his tire, but it's also letting him get that run down the hill. Trying to keep that wheel as straight as possible, giving him these huge runs down the straightaway. He's pulling away from Carnathan again, and that's how he's doing it, is just keeping those tires under him, making sure to not spin the tires, don't over apply the throttle, but just steady wheel movement, steady brake input, steady throttle input. Everything you do needs to be in moderation.
Smooth like butter. Man, that 06 is flying. All right, guys, we're going to step aside for just one more quick minute here and grab something to drink. We'll be right back with you for the conclusion of this race. All right, and we are back with you live here. 160 laps down of 213. Your leader right now, Tyler Burden, putting on a clinic here in the 213simware.com throwback race at Rockingham.
Yeah, and I'm watching this leaderboard over here and watching the timing and scoring. Burden's pulling away from Carnathan, but every now and then Carnathan pulls another 10th or so back out. But overall, he's netting a loss right now, back to 3.5 second gap.
Yeah.
If I'm Carnathan, I almost think about short pit here, come in, hope, maybe things will cycle through right at the end of in a perfect world, you short pit, you get to the end of the cycle, and then the caution comes out like 2 laps later before you can get past back with those older tires. I'd be trying something.
Yeah.
I know second place is a good points night, but we log into these things to win.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And gosh, he's got great pace. It's just that 06 is that much better on the long run. And, there comes a point when you realize you've given it all you got. You can't, you're not going to beat him just on the raw racetrack. You got to try something different and pull a little bit of a strategy out of the hat and see if you can't make something happen here. So, I think
if he could get up there, I think I think he almost tried too hard to close that big 5-second gap that he had at the end of the last run.
Right.
It probably burned his stuff off a little bit. But I think, head to head, I think these guys could be very, very tight.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And again, the lappers didn't do him any favors there either. So.
Well, but as mad as you want to be if you're Stan Carnathan, you want to be all mad at these lappers for getting in the way, but what put you back there in the first place? Your own actions. So, the way that you grow is always looking at what can I do better myself. And, he's the guy's got a great I rating. He's almost 3,700 I rating. That's in the top echelon of I racers on ovals. So he knows enough to know, I made my mistake. Now it's just about, you got to hope you get a yellow, honestly. You can try some strategy stuff, but I think at some point you need a yellow to close this gap up.
Right.
Even if you get in front of Burden on a short pit, he's going to have newer tires once he gets there. So, unfortunate error, and I hope that doesn't end up costing him, a chance to win tonight.
Very true on that. We see the number 40 of Doug DeNice going around Adam Boughton right now, taking over the 6th spot from that 94. Just last week, Adam lost the points lead to Tyler, and hey, he's got potential to come out of here with still a good top 10 finish.
But you don't see Adam Boughton get passed for position late in the run very often.
Right. That is very
Usually
true,
it's
my
the
friend.
other way around.
Yes, it is. All right, so we're going to take a look here real quick and see how many laps these guys got right now.
Kane Lee is about to have 0 because I just saw him peel off into the pits. He's going to start this cycle out.
Yeah, and he's trying something different. I can't say I blame him. So we're looking at about between 45 to 47 laps here. It looks like Adam has got 51. So it's getting close to that pit fuel window here.
If this thing runs green, Tyler Burton has a very real chance of lapping into the top 5 cars. Adam Bouton comes in, gives up 6th place.
Wow, that's crazy to think about.
I mean, we're down to 6 cars on the lead lap, and really, before we started the cycle, there was a couple more there, obviously, but
Right.
I think Doug Denies there in the 5th place, 20 seconds behind the lead.
Yeah,
that
it's
could very
crazy.
easily end up a lap down.
Yeah, no, absolutely could. And gosh, man, this guy is on a.
Jeff Dillon is only a second in front of Doug too, and that is a barn burner pace.
Looks like we have an incident with Robert Roth here. Maybe it's.
Oh wow,
We got some damage.
yeah, got a little. Tried to duck him behind Aaron Spear, coming off the corner, and looks like made some contact with Leroy Koblenz.
Oh, caution, we stay green. See anything major wrong with the 43?
No, it looks like Spear and Koblenz are all good right now. Hopefully he got his fast repair. Oh, man, some of these guys are fighting cars right now.
Yeah. Oh boy, that gets tight on corner exit. Oh, and you see the one up into the wall a little bit.
Super tight.
Gosh.
Pete Walsh is going to come in this time around, having a great run up there in 8th place. Bobby Allison.
Yeah, great looking race car, man. So much history in that.
Daytona 500.
What's that?
That is the oldest man to ever win the Daytona 500, Bobby
Oh,
Allison.
that's awesome. Yeah.
His son, Davey Allison.
Yep, that's crazy. So much history in that paint scheme right there.
Oh, the legends have driven that car. And then, Bobby gets hurt the next year, and Dick Trickle steps in and runs for Rookie of the Year.
Wow, that's right. I forgot Dick Trickle drove that for a while. Dang, yeah. Son of a gun. Well, the gap is still about, yeah, I was going to say, it's pretty calm right now, but man, the gap between first and second ain't very calm because he is just laying them down lap after lap. His long run
really
speed
not
is.
having any bad luck in lap traffic even. I mean,
No.
This is just, kind of putting together the perfect race right now.
He really is, and I can't help but to feel like that line
I don't want to.
That line he's running is really helping him with lap traffic too. I mean, he's got that high, wide, and handsome line figured out here, and well, right now he went down a little bit lower and made a liar out of me, but.
Some of that may be,
Thinking about pitting here, I think.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's.
There he
Tell if
comes.
he's trying to hold Tay McDonald up or trying to. Yeah, there he is coming in. Carnathan didn't short pit him here. I thought for sure Carnathan would have tried to short pit and do the undercut here.
Kind of surprised he didn't, to be honest with you.
There he is out in the lead right now. So at what point, if you're Stan Carnathan, do you say the hell with it and try to run this thing dry? I mean, you run it dry.
Why not?
You run more than a few laps. These guys have tires. This place chews up tires. You're probably going to come in and pit anyway, so not a whole lot to lose.
That's an interesting thought.
All it takes is that one yellow. Oh. As soon as I say that, Stan says he's coming in.
Yeah.
He's going to do the same as last time. He's waiting for Bird to come in, and he's going to just try to be right there on cue with him.
I don't know. He's definitely fast. I think it's going to take a miracle for anybody to beat that 06 tonight.
Yeah, he's been on rails. Then Osborne is he would inherit the lead. It sounds like he's going to come in this time too.
There he is.
See if Doug stays out in the 40. If Doug Nice stays out, then he'll probably be our leader. Although
Well, he's on pit road.
he's in too. Okay. Gonna say he was honestly right on the verge of going a lap down anyway, so I didn't know if it would even cycle through to him.
What does that got right now?
Wow,
6 of us on 6 guys on the lead lap.
Yeah, we're gonna cycle through the timing and scoring screen though, and that'll shake things up. Probably end up about 8 or 9, I think. Trying to be patient and wait for this screen. You got to wait for everybody to go by to see where we're actually where are we right now.
Yeah, I know. Well, it does look like Tay McDonald short pitted just a little bit, because right now he's up to up in the 2nd spot. He jumped over a few guys here on that pit cycle. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a minute. Right now it's showing Stan all the way back in 12th position.
I'm reviewing his pit stop. I think he might sped.
That would explain it.
And what a killer.
Oh my gosh.
What a killer.
No. 2 times in one
Just
night?
agonizing. And under green flag, the penalty is you just got to sit there. After they finish the pit stop, you're just stuck.
Yeah, I was wondering, because I'm like, he shouldn't be that far back.
Man, what a killer. Trying to get everything you can get on pit road, and he just barely clipped it.
Man. Tough break. Tough break.
That's going to be hard to recover from. It's you can do that once, but doing that twice is a whole different story.
Well, I guess there goes that battle for the lead we were hoping for. And that sucks for the 82 team. Dang.
Well, since it's the 213 race, does that mean we get to throw a 213 caution? Be like SRX and have a fun flag.
There you go. You got to give a shout out to Kane Lee, man. That 45 car's been in the top 10 all day. He's had a really, really good run. The old Burger King Mobile looking really good here tonight at the 213simware.com throwback race at Rockingham. Good looking race car.
Kind of fitting, Tony Stewart almost won a Busch Series race back here in '99, and Matt Kenseth ended up beating him off turn 4. Different paint scheme, but same driver that he's representing there.
Oh boy.
Oh, 3 wide with Jeff No. I don't know that we talked about Jeff No. He's running that Looney Tunes Bobby Hamilton paint scheme from I think that was 2002 at Richmond. They ran that.
That's very cool. Yeah, very cool.
It's a clean looking car right there. Indy Feature Racing.
It's awesome. Running in the 17th spot right now. That is a really cool looking car. Oh, looks like he blinked out a little bit there.
They had some really cool Looney Tunes promos back when GM and Chevy sponsored those Richmond races. They had Jeff Gordon and Bobby Hamilton. They had all these guys showing up with Looney Tunes over the hood of the car and different Looney Tunes characters.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we're coming to 23 laps to go here. Going to be 22 next time by. Tyler Burton in that 06 has put on a clinic, ladies and gentlemen. Castrol GTX, John Force looking scheme here, and holy crap, 7.7 seconds ahead of the second place of Tay McDonald. And very unfortunate break, like we just said, for the number 82 of Stan Carnathan. He's had a couple mistakes on pit road tonight, and man, it kind of took him out of contention for the lead here, but you got to give credit where credit is due, and that 06 machine has been flat flying tonight here at Rockingham. What a performance.
That is, I mean, not only just the speed that he's had, it's the short run, the long run speed. It's everything about it.
Yeah.
It's the qualifying speed. And then on top of that, you go out and just the race management. I mean, that's the underappreciated side of this whole thing is the race management.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very quickly closing in on the 40 car of Doug Denice, who is in 7th place to put him a lap down.
That's just insane. Yeah, and I mean, well, I think you said it a little while ago. We might have 5 or 6 guys on the lead lap when this thing's done.
Well, Kane Lee and Jeff Dillon might wreck each other, so that'd take a couple cars off the lead lap also. They're trying hard right now. There's been some contact out of those 2 cars.
Yeah, they're fighting hard for the
They've been
fourth and
side
fifth
by
spot.
side like this. I didn't know if I was watching the Blue Angels or a NASCAR race.
Well, you might see smoke sooner than later. If it ain't from the car, it might be from one of the helmets.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how they're running in formation like this, lap after lap after lap. And it's to that point in the race, you're not really worried about holding the tires under it. You're kind of worried about just getting a spot at this point.
Oh man.
We talked all the first half of this race about race the racetrack. It's time to race the other drivers, and these 2 got the message.
Yeah. Sure looks like it.
And Kane now got the wall there. Adam Bowden is loving.
Oh,
there's
we've got
the yellow.
a caution. Uh-oh. This
That'll
looks
mix things
like
up with 17 to go.
Aaron Spear, the 7, and Waylon Turner. Let's take a look back and see what happened here. Uh-oh. All right, here we go. Oh, my. He got in there really hot. It almost looked like he locked up the front. Take a look at it here. Oh, yeah, you can see he just locked him up.
That smoke coming out of the back of the car, it was all locked up.
Just did not turn up into the one. Man.
That sucks for Waylon because I think Waylon was trying to give him the spot.
Right.
See, Waylon kind of turned in there, but he was turning in thinking that Spear was going to be past him, I think.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that 7 car just got in there way too hot and would not turn. Caution on the racetrack. That's going to bring us, man, we get back going here. That's going to be, well, we're looking at maybe 14 laps or so.
Yeah, probably about 12 or
maybe
13 to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, looks like all the leaders should take it, huh?
Around. Now, not to rub salt in anyone's wound, but do not speed here.
Yes.
This is detrimental, especially if you're burdened. Talk about a tough break, too. You know, Stan Carnathan wasn't even the lucky dog there. At least maybe if you're a lucky dog, you can kind of recover, but what a tough end of the night for him. Not over yet, but his chances of winning, I think, are done.
Yeah. You never know. We might get another caution. He might be right back up into this thing.
Hey, cautions breed cautions, and all that talk we did about Tyler Burton and his long run speed is out the window.
Absolutely
This is going to be a short run. This is going to be flat out speed is all that's going to matter.
I think this point moving forward, there's going to be a whole lot less racing the racetrack and a whole lot more trying to take spots. So, you know, this thing could heat up real quick. You never know. It could happen.
But Tyler Burton's our pole sitter, so he seems to have that short-term speed in check, too.
Oh, I believe it.
Don't make any mistakes here.
Exactly. Wow. I didn't think we were going to have one.
This is the way to do it right here. We set this up. This is gonna be a nail biter here at the end.
Man.
When you've got a 7-second lead, all you're hoping is just run the thing out. You're like, just get me to the end. Now the problem is everybody's going to be bunched back up, and like we said, there's going to be no patience. So
Right.
I would
No
not be
patience.
surprised at all if we have more yellows.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that.
Well, what do you think? You still got
Man.
still think Tyler Burton's the favorite?
Yeah, I was just kind of looking down the driver list and the teams, I mean, Tyler and McCall are on the same team, so I think they're going to race each other clean. But then you've got, Tay McDonald in here. He's got to do what he's got to do for his team, and then Jeff Dillon, we know he's relatively new here to the league, and he wants to make us some noise too. He wants to go out there and win one of these things. So
Yeah,
this
is an opportunity.
It is. This is going to be exciting
13
here.
to go. There's going to be 12 to go. We'll call it 13 to go. 2:13
right.
race.
Oh.
McCall has a big moment there.
Yep, he did, and that's just what Tyler needed, I think.
Yeah, if they don't watch the cars up here.
Exactly right. Man.
These guys aren't going to get an inch right here. All these guys under a blanket, just knowing the points implications, you may not win.
Right there with Adam.
Tay McDonald get the wall there, I think.
I think he might have just a little bit, but we had a huge moment right there between Adam and Jeff Dillon, too. Gosh. Oh, another big moment by Adam Boughton on the bottom.
Wow, you don't see that often.
Whew. Yeah, that'll put it into perspective how crazy this place is, huh? Yeah, you definitely don't see that out of the 94 very often. That is for sure. Holy crap. Dude charging. I don't think he's going to be able to hold it.
Tay McDonald in the wall. Solid hit, though. Just, flush, no harm.
Oh, he got it a little bit again.
He's going to hold tough on the outside, though. The 52 of Jeff Dillon. Dillon can't clear him off.
Brian
McCall. Big run. McCall's going to check out here if these two stay side by side.
Yeah, McCall just pancaked the wall a little bit too, though.
Well, yeah, he's going like hell. He's seeing these guys battle, and he's trying to go.
So, man.
This is like a repeat from what we just saw earlier with Kane Lee and Jeff Dillon side by side. Oh, Dillon's going to back behind him here.
Doug DeNice up in the picture in that number 40 Coors Light car. Well, doesn't say Coors Light, but it looks like Coors Light.
We knew what he meant. And Tyler Burton is really not pulling away from Ryan McCall right now.
No, it's holding
only
pretty
about
steady.
7/10 of a second. That is not what I expected.
I'm thinking the same thing here. Man, is that 90 going to go up there and steal one of these? That would be something after this performance. But
McCall was faster by just a little bit last time around.
He is definitely there.
don't know what to watch right here. We've got the lead. We've got Doug Denice and Jeff Dillon side by side. McCall takes another little chunk out of the lead here. It's not a whole lot. I don't think it's enough, but he's faster. Big run here from the 40 onto the 52 as they go into turn 3. What do you do with it here off the 4? You got to take that run somewhere. You stuff it in on the bottom or run it outside. He's going to stuff it in on the bottom. Let's see if that stalls him out.
It definitely looks like it's just so bumpy down there.
Jeff Dillon gets that monster run, brings him back to level. Doug's holding tough, though. I think you got to get up there and side draft him a little bit.
He is holding great, man. I'm telling you what he's holding great right now is that number 90 of Ryan McCall. He is not letting him pull away.
Again, he's pulling a couple hundredths of a second every lap.
Oh, he had a bad corner exit there.
Well, that's what we were talking about him.
Right back up to 7/10.
Too late.
Yep. White flag, your last lap here for the 213simware.com throwback race. Tyler Burden has dominated this thing. Dominated this race. I mean, what a performance. Holy crap. I don't know how many laps he's led, but it's a whole heck of a lot. He's going to do it. John Force style. Fast and furious right here. Tyler Burden wins at Rockingham. We're going to step aside for just 1 minute, grab some drivers, guys. We will be right back with you with the top 3 interviews. We are watching him burn it down right now live. We're going to see if we can grab your winner.
There needs to be something else to call him other than our winner. That is our pole sitter. Fastest lap of the race. Led 191 out of 213 laps. That's taking people to school.
That is taking people to school. What a performance. Tyler Burden, you got a copy.
Yeah, Mike was muted. That's embarrassing.
Oh, you're good, buddy. You're good.
That's the first mistake you made all night.
Yeah.
No, I hit the wall once.
Absolutely stellar performance, man. Good Lord, that 06 was flying tonight. Tell us a little bit about your night here, the throwback race at Rockingham.
I'm not very good at Rockingham. I went back and I watched a old Rockingham race from 2003 just to try and learn something. But that car was fast, man. It had a paint scheme of John Force, but man, it felt like it had 8,000 horsepower.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Looked like it.
It looked like it up here, brother. I mean, the absolute dominating performance. Came in here with the points lead. You're going to leave with an even bigger one. Great day. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to Waylon for painting this car. John Force was a big inspiration for me. I actually met him one time when I was like 12 or 13. I can't remember exactly. But he's always been a hero. I grew up drag racing, and that's where my dad taught me, boy, I can't teach you how to drive. You just got to go out there and do it.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, hey, man, just dominating performance. I mean, we haven't broadcasted a dominating performance like that in quite some time. Absolutely, absolutely kicked their ass tonight, brother. You took all their names and you delivered. We'll talk to you up here in the booth in the near future, my friend. Congratulations on the win here.
All right. Thanks, guys.
You got it, bud.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, let's see if we can pull in second place finisher. Coming home P2 tonight, Ryan McCall, number 90. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
All right. Hey, another good points day. Man, I mean, what a performance. You really, that last restart, man, I think you maintained the gap between the 06 just about as good, if not better, than anyone was able to tonight. Tell us a little bit about your night here at Rockingham.
Well, it definitely didn't start out good. Qualifying put me about fourth to the rear. So it was a lot of work to get just up into the top 5 by the first pit stop. After that, it was just kind of maintaining, letting guys push too hard. I was pretty much third best all tonight, behind Stan and Tyler. So I kind of tried to give Tyler my best shot there at the end. I actually spun the tires on that restart, which let him get away. And after that, I mean, I was running qualifying laps. I couldn't get to him.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, hey, valiant effort. You did a great job here tonight. The car looked awesome. Awesome looking Tabasco throwback scheme. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go, bud?
Just the team Aeons Motorsports and Rapid Fire Pizza. I know I usually have them on the card. Couldn't get a throwback in time with them on it, but Tabasco fit nice and good tonight.
Absolutely, man. Well, another great points day for you here, my friend, and a good, awesome looking throwback scheme and a great run at a very tough racetrack. I'm sure we'll be talking to you in the near future.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
All right, and let's see. P3 coming home in the third spot tonight, number 73, Tay McDonald. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Hey, good, man. A great looking throwback. Man, I mean, I'm kind of speechless right now. Just looking at all these iconic paint schemes and then trying to remember all your guys' names was a challenge tonight because I was just so interested in all these awesome looking race cars. Tell us a little bit about the throwback you had tonight.
I honestly kind of threw it in last minute. I wasn't planning on running a throwback, and then I was just scrolling through trading paints. Excuse me, and seeing the Bill Elliott 2000 McDonald's scheme, and I liked it, so I just decided to roll with it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very cool scheme. Very iconic driver within the sport for sure. And man, you put on a really, really great race at a very, very demanding racetrack. Tell us a little bit about your night, man.
It was a lot of fun. Qualified decent. I expected to finish okay if I keep myself out of trouble. This is the first race I've actually ran at Rockingham, and it's bumpy. I'm sweating. It definitely wore me out tonight, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, congrats to Tyler for the win and Ryan there for finishing second. It was clean racing all night. I really enjoyed it.
Well, good deal, man. The car looked great out there, and another good points day here in the Elite Cup Racing Leagues. Have a great night, my friend. Anybody you want to give a shout out to real quick before we let you go?
Yeah, my teammates, Travis Gilbert, he's not here tonight, but Robert Roth, Chris Roth, Pete, and you guys for putting on the broadcast. I love watching what you guys do up there. So thank you.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate the kind words, my friend, and hopefully we'll have you back up here in the booth in the near future. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
Good run.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, Kevin, I mean, it didn't disappoint. It was a dominating race, but there was still a heck of a lot of action throughout.
That is a pleasure to get to watch somebody dominate like that. I mean, that on one hand, we didn't have the tight battle for the lead, but we had plenty of action elsewhere on the track. And like I said, that's a treat to watch somebody just dominate like that.
Absolutely, 100% correct. And we appreciate each and every one of you that tuned in tonight on the YouTubes. And man, that 06 came to play. And, we know that from the beginning of this thing here, Adam Boughton has kind of led the way regarding the points. And now he's got another contender to fight with all season long because that 06 right now just gained a pretty decent points day on him, I'm thinking, moving forward here.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to watch as we, summertime, things start getting hot, getting into the meat of the schedule. Man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We got a real tight battle for the championship here.
Yes, we do. All right, my friend, we're going to sign off. And once again, thank you all that tuned in tonight. We're going to see you next week right back here, same time, same channel. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. See ya.